Okay, now let's go ahead and add an armature so that we can build our rig out. So Shift A, bring up the add menu, click on armature, and then we're going to go ahead and turn on X-ray mode so we can see the bone that was created. And so when you select armature in the outliner or in the scene here, you're going to actually select this bone. So if you press tab, you go into edit mode. And now what we can do is start to build out our skeleton. So this is a pretty good spot here. So let's select the top of the bone, press E to extrude out another bone, middle mouse click to snap that, or you can press Z to lock it to the Z axis. And then we're just going to press E again, middle mouse click, and bring that up to the base of the neck. And then we're going to press E again, middle mouse click, and bring that up into the head. And now we're going to go down to the base of the neck, press E to extrude out, and we can actually bring that over to the elbow area. One of the things we want to do here is actually disconnect this from the base of the neck. So I'm going to go down into the bone properties, and if we go under relations, we can disable connected. And now we can grab this bone and just kind of move it over and grab each end to sort of put it into place. Let's go ahead and extrude one out to the wrist, and then again extrude that out to the hand. We're just going to work on the right side, and then we'll mirror that over in a minute. So the other thing we want to do is start on the leg. So let's go ahead and select that and press Shift D to create another bone. Let's go ahead and rotate this, and we actually want this to be parented to this root bone. So if you select this bone and Shift select the root bone here, the top level bone in the armature, we can do Control P and then click on Keep Offset, and that will create a relationship demonstrated here by this dotted line. And we can go ahead and continue editing the placement. So let's move this down to the knee, and then press E to extrude and bring that down to the heel, and then we're going to jump into the side view here. Press E to extrude that out to the toe. And I'm going to actually grab this and pull this down to the heel, maybe to there. One of the things we want to do is imagine where this knee is actually going to rotate from. It's not going to rotate from the back of the leg, so we're going to move this towards the front. I can see I've accidentally extruded an extra bone here, so I'm going to press X to delete that bone. And let's just go up here, make sure that this is still parented correctly by just moving that top one, and it looks like it is. Okay, and same thing with the pelvis area. We want to make sure that it's rotating from the right spot. So I can imagine there would be a rotation probably somewhere around here, and the spine would actually be a little bit curved. So let's go ahead and move the spine into place. And it looks like I have a whole bunch of extra bones that I've extruded, so I'm going to delete that one. And we're going to reparent this, keep offset. There we go. Hopefully I don't have any other bones hidden in here. I'm going to go ahead and move this into place. Okay, and we can actually go ahead and disconnect this one as well. So let's uncheck connected here in the bone properties and move this up, maybe scale this down a little bit and move this forward. This is actually going to control the rotation. So let's actually move this down to the base of the head here. And this is going to maybe be where the spine would run up the back to the base of the neck here. Okay, so this is essentially what we're trying to go for in terms of building our skeleton. We also need to go into top view and move our elbow into place. So I'm going to do that and come down here to the wrist, move that into place, and maybe just kind of line that up here with the hand. Okay, the shoulder looks pretty good where it is. We could probably pull that up slightly, and yeah, that looks pretty good. Maybe bring that down. Okay, so that's it. The only thing we want to do now is go ahead and name these. So I'm going to select the root bone, and we're going to call this pelvis. We're going to call this one, actually, let's just drop this slightly, and we're going to call this one lower back. Right, I'm just renaming it over here in the bone name, and we're going to call this one upper back. We're going to call this one shoulder. hand. And we're going to call this one head. Okay, and then this one is going to be upper leg, lower leg, foot. All right, so in order for us to mirror these over, what we would do is select them, and then we would go to Armature, Symmetrize. But this isn't going to work because in order for this to work, we have to have things named properly. So we're going to go down to Names and do Auto Name Left Right, and this will add a .l after the names of our objects, and that's because there's going to be a .r when it does the Symmetrize option. So let's go ahead and select our leg and foot. Okay, names, auto name, left, right, and now we can go ahead and select all of these bones and do Armature Symmetrize. And now what we've got is a full skeleton ready to go and fully named. And if we just unravel our armature, you can actually see all the parent relationships of all of these bones. Okay, and they're all named appropriately. If you want to see them here in the viewport, you can actually go under Viewport Display on the Armature properties and then click on Show Names. You can actually see them appear here in the viewport. That can be really useful. We've also got some other options like axes to see the rotation. And so we may have to deal with this rotation later on, since these seem to be rotated in different directions, but for now this should be fine. Turn that back off. Okay, and now I will show how to go ahead and bind the rig to the mesh.